Hello and welcome back to Markets at Noon. Let's welcome in the management at Shipping Corporation of India. Harjeet Kaur Joshi, Chairman and MD, is with us. Thank you so much for taking out time for us. If you could just first start by the Baltic Dry Index. This has gained sharply, probably suggesting a recovery. What are your observations?
You are absolutely right that the Baltic Dry Index has shown a tremendous jump. If you see that there have been gains for the 20th day in succession, and the firm rates have been firming across all the vessel segments. If you see the index, it's actually surged about 60% so far this year, and that will help to recoup the losses which were instilled by the pandemic and due to the sub demand of the vessels. Over a fortnight, if you see, on 9th of June, the index showed 714 points, and yesterday the index closed at 1,738 points, showing a jump of 143%, a phenomenal jump. So, of course, the Cape size, which is the main leading vessel segment in the bulk, has shown a larger jump. But because of the larger jump in the Cape size, we also see it in the smaller vessel segments, both the Supramax as well as in the Panamax. Also, we are seeing an increase. As far as the sustainability is concerned, this has turned out to be actually true. We used to laughingly say that even if China sneezes, the whole world catches a cold. And this time it's turned out to be twice as true. One, due to the pandemic, which we've all seen. And second, now that the demand in China is opening up because of the revival of their manufacturing, we see a lot of surge in the iron ore demand, the steel manufacturing going up. Because of that, there is an upsurge in the iron ore prices, which everybody is trying to take advantage of. So we are seeing a lot of mining activity picking up and a lot of demand for these bulk carriers going up.
All right. So basically, what you're saying is that the Cape size, index is seeing the most amount of, recovery or increase in the index versus Panamax and Supramax. Is that right, ma'am?
You're absolutely right. The Cape size is what, 85% of the seaborne iron ore trade is facilitated by the Cape size ships. And any changes in the movement of this steel making ingredient always has a bearing on the freight prices for the smaller vessels as well. So the Cape size has seen the major chunk of jump. But of course, there is a revival both in the Panamax and the Supramax also, though not so much. As you see, the Cape size freight currently is at about 29,395. It's a jump of 738 over yesterday. Whereas in the Panamax, the freights are currently at 11,273, jump of only about 71 from the previous day. And in the Supramax, it's at 7,457, a jump of 38. So from the jump itself, you can see that the largest jump is in the Cape size segment.
All right. So, ma'am, just to understand what could be the implications of this on other industries as well. If Cape size is going down and, that's your basic, if you could call it that, and that's going up by a significant amount, could we be seeing higher costs for end users as well who will be transporting these goods like iron ore, etc., or other industrial products? Would that lead to a significant jump? Because your Cape size itself is going up. So would that lead to a significant jump in, cost of freight for every industry?
Mubina, I wouldn't say that there would be a substantial jump because you see all economies have been locked up. And now this is the time when most economies will be opening up and the manufacturing is reviving. So instantly, I do not anticipate a substantial jump. But yes, once the transportation is going to be going up, the input costs for these industries is going to be much higher. And as you know that the bulk segment has actually last year been quite abysmally low. And in fact, it's been low for a very long time. The BDI has not been doing pretty well, and even SCI had a two-digit loss in the bulk segment last year because of these low bulk freight rates. In fact, shipping has been most affected because we have not even been recovering our operating costs. So I think the industries have benefited from these abysmally low freight costs over past almost a decade. So now this sudden upsurge is not going to immediately increase the manufacturing cost. Of course, the input cost is going to go up, but I don't think that the customer should be immediately impacted by these costs.
Okay, all right. That's basically the trend has been such that this upsurge that we've seen recently is not something that will drastically increase, any cost of manufacturing or anything for products. All right, Ms. Joshi. Now, Shipping Corporation posted a stellar profit growth in Q4. So if you could just talk to us about that, what really led to that? And I think most of the jump in the Baltic Dry Index has come in May 2020. So what could be the impact of that in in the April-May-June quarter for Shipping Corporation?
Movina, like you very rightly said, SCI gave a stellar performance in the fourth quarter, and we registered a consolidated net profit of rupees 336.48 crores for financial year 2019-20 against a net loss of 62.66 crores for the previous year. Our operating revenue this year was the highest which was achieved over the last decade. It increased from rupees 3,872.85 crores in financial year 2018-19 to rupees 4,425.44 crores in financial year 2019-20. Now, the performance in the fourth quarter was actually because of the tanker segment. SCI, as you know, is a very diversified shipping company. We are into all the segments. We are into both bulk carriers as well as tankers, as well as in the offshore segment. So the last quarter's performance was primarily on account of our tanker segment. There were two upsurges which we had seen, one during the month of October because of the Venezuela, as well as due to the COSCO implications. And further, when the oil prices went down in the latter part of the quarter, there was a phenomenal demand for floating storage, and that is where Saudi Arabia kept increasing its production, and there was low oil prices and upsurge for the floating storage. So that brought about a substantial spike in the tanker freight rates. And SCI was astute enough to take advantage of the market, and we had the vessels in the right position to take these spot cargoes. And that really helped SCI to show this phenomenal performance in the fourth quarter. The second part that you've asked us is on the May upsurge in the bulk carriers. Let me tell you that the first quarter is going to be phenomenally good for SCI, primarily because we've already done a few cargoes on the tanker, and we've taken advantage of the market which was there in the initial period. The last quarter cargoes which were booked, there'll be impact in the current quarter. And of course, with the bulks doing well, even this segment which was reporting a loss in the previous year and in the previous quarter should be able to make up for its losses.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking out time for us. Always good to get perspective from you. That was the top management at Shipping Corporation of India talking about the business outlook, what's happening globally in the shipping industry. Taking a break, coming back soon. Nifty up 37 points. One would say it's off the day's highest point.